Welcome, my fellow horror hounds, to a bone-chilling countdown that'll leave you sleeping with the lights on. We're diving headfirst into the crypt of cinematic terror to unearth the top 10 best horror movies that will haunt your dreams. Get ready to be spooked as we dive into some of the scariest films ever made. From demonic possessions to spine-tingling psychological thrillers, we're serving up a feast of frights that'll leave you both terrified and wanting more. So grab your crucifix, keep your salt close, and for the love of all that is unholy, whatever you do, don't watch these alone. Let's descend into the darkness and exhume these cinematic nightmares. Kicking off our list at number 10, we're summoning the king daddy of demonic dread, The Exorcist. Released in 1973, this film didn't just redefine horror, it performed an exorcism on the entire genre. A tale of a young girl possessed by a malevolent entity, The Exorcist burrowed its way into the public's psyche. This wasn't just some cheap jump scare fest. This was psychological warfare waged on celluloid. The Exorcist gave us Regan MacNeil, a sweet, innocent 12-year-old transformed into a vessel of pure evil. We're talking foul-mouthed, blaspheming, head-spinning, projectile-vomiting terror. The Exorcist made the devil real, and it scared the living hell out of audiences. At number 9, we have a more recent entry that's already cemented its place in horror history, Hereditary. This 2018 masterpiece from Ari Aster is a slow-burn descent into madness. Forget jump scares. This film is all about atmosphere, dread, and the horrifying realization that some families are better off buried. Hereditary centers on the Graham family, plagued by disturbing events after their grandmother's death. Toni Collette delivers a career-defining performance as Annie, grappling with grief and a terrifying supernatural inheritance. The film is a masterclass in building tension, using subtle cues and unsettling imagery. It explores familial trauma and how our past can haunt our present. Coming in at number 8, we have a film that needs no introduction, a chilling masterpiece that's become synonymous with psychological horror, The Shining. Directed by the legendary Stanley Kubrick, this 1980 adaptation of Stephen King's novel is a masterclass in suspense, terror, and the unraveling of the human psyche. The Shining takes us to the isolated Overlook Hotel, where aspiring writer Jack Torrance takes a job as the winter caretaker, hoping to find inspiration and reconnect with his family. But the hotel has a sinister history, and it doesn't take long for Jack's sanity to deteriorate under the influence of the hotel's malevolent spirits. Jack Nicholson delivers an iconic performance as Jack Torrance, his descent into madness both terrifying and tragically human. From the eerie Grady twins to the blood-filled elevator, The Shining is filled with unforgettable imagery that has become ingrained in popular culture. Whether you're a fan of psychological thrillers, haunted house stories, or simply appreciate masterful filmmaking, The Shining is a must-watch. At number 7, we have a film that proves that sometimes silence can be more terrifying than any scream. A Quiet Place, released in 2018, plunges us into a post-apocalyptic world overrun by creatures that hunt by sound. This isn't your typical monster movie. A Quiet Place is a masterclass in suspense, using silence as a weapon to create an atmosphere of constant dread. The film follows the Abbott family as they navigate this terrifying new world, struggling to survive in complete silence. The creatures themselves are terrifying, blind, but with an acute sense of hearing that makes even the slightest whisper a death sentence. But what makes A Quiet Place truly special is its focus on family, and the lengths we'll go to protect those we love. If you're looking for a unique and terrifying horror film that will leave you sleeping with one eye open, then A Quiet Place is a must-watch. Coming in at number 6, we have a film that tapped into our primal fear of the unknown and the terrifying possibility that some stories are best left untold, The Conjuring. This 2013 supernatural horror film, directed by James Wan, introduced us to the chilling cases of paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren, and it scared the bejesus out of audiences worldwide. What sets The Conjuring apart from the countless other haunted house flicks is its claim of being based on a true story. The film follows the Perron family, who move into a secluded farmhouse in Rhode Island, only to find themselves terrorized by a malevolent entity with a taste for hide-and-seek and a whole lot of pent-up rage. From the iconic clapping game to the terrifying basement discoveries, The Conjuring is packed with effective scares and chilling moments that will stay with you long after the credits roll. The Conjuring is a reminder that sometimes the most terrifying stories are the ones rooted in reality. Buckle up for number 5 because we're boarding a one-way ticket to terror with Train to Busan. This South Korean zombie flick, released in 2016, took the world by storm, proving that sometimes the scariest monsters are the ones we create ourselves. Forget your slow, shambling zombies. These undead are lightning-fast, relentless, and hungry for flesh. The film follows a group of passengers on a high-speed train from Seoul to Busan, who find themselves fighting for survival as a zombie outbreak engulfs the nation. But Train to Busan is more than just a gore fest. It's a surprisingly emotional and socially charged film about human nature under pressure. We see selfishness, heroism, and the lengths a parent will go to protect their child. The confined setting of the train ratchets up the tension, making every encounter a desperate struggle for survival. Train to Busan is a testament to the power of international horror, delivering a fresh and exhilarating take on the zombie genre. It's a wild ride from start to finish, full of heart-stopping action, terrifying creatures, and moments that will stay with you long after the final station. Prepare to question everything you thought you knew at number 4 with The Sixth Sense. This 1999 supernatural thriller directed by M. Night Shyamalan sent chills down spines and redefined the twist ending, leaving audiences reeling and rushing to watch it again. The Sixth Sense introduces us to Cole Sear, a troubled young boy who claims to see dead people. Bruce Willis delivers a nuanced performance as Malcolm Crowe, a child psychologist who takes on Cole's case, determined to help him overcome his terrifying affliction. The film masterfully builds suspense, creating an atmosphere of unease and dread as Cole's visions become increasingly disturbing. But it's the ending that truly cements The Sixth Sense as a masterpiece of the genre. More than just a horror film, The Sixth Sense explores themes of grief, loss, and the afterlife, leaving a lasting emotional impact on the viewer. If you're searching for a film that will chill you to the bone and make you question everything you see, then look no further than The Sixth Sense. At number 3, we're venturing into Haddonfield, Illinois, where a masked killer stalks the night, forever changing the landscape of horror. Halloween, released in 1978, introduced us to the silent, relentless terror of Michael Myers, and it's been scaring the living daylights out of audiences ever since. This isn't just a slasher film, it's a masterclass in suspense, utilizing John Carpenter's iconic score, minimalist camera work, and Jamie Lee Curtis's breakout performance as the ultimate final girl, Laurie Strode, to create an atmosphere of pure dread. Halloween tapped into our primal fears of the unknown and the boogeyman lurking in the shadows. Michael Myers, with his expressionless mask and relentless pursuit, became the embodiment of pure evil, a force of nature that couldn't be reasoned with or stopped. It's a film that reminds us that evil can lurk anywhere, even in seemingly idyllic suburban towns. Coming in at number 2, we have a film that proved that horror can be both entertaining and thought-provoking. Get Out, released in 2017, isn't just a horror film, it's a social commentary disguised as a nightmare, tackling issues of race and privilege with razor-sharp wit and bone-chilling thrills. The film follows Chris Washington, a young black man who visits his white girlfriend's family estate for the weekend. What starts as an awkward meet-the-parents situation quickly spirals into a terrifying ordeal as Chris uncovers the sinister secret lurking beneath the surface of this seemingly idyllic family. Jordan Peele's directorial debut is a masterclass in suspense, blending humor, horror, and social commentary into a potent and unforgettable experience. If you're looking for a horror film that will stay with you long after the credits roll, one that will challenge your perspectives and leave you questioning everything, then Get Out is a must-watch. And finally, at number 1, we arrive at the granddaddy of them all, the film that redefined horror and etched its place in cinematic history. Psycho, released in 1960, Alfred Hitchcock's masterpiece, is a masterclass in suspense, psychological terror, and shocking violence that still has the power to unnerve audiences today. Psycho introduced us to the terrifying Norman Bates, the motel owner with a dark secret and a disturbingly close relationship with his mother. The film's iconic shower scene, with its screeching violins and brutal imagery, is one of the most famous and influential moments in cinematic history, forever changing the way violence was depicted on screen. From the eerie Bates Motel to the chilling performance of Anthony Perkins as Norman Bates, Psycho is a film that gets under your skin and stays there long after you've seen it. It's a film that reminds us that sometimes the most terrifying monsters are the ones hiding in plain sight. Thanks for joining us on this spine-chilling journey through the top 10 best horror movies. We've explored haunted houses, battled demonic entities, and faced our deepest fears head-on. But the scares don't have to end here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more spooky content, spine-tingling countdowns, and horror-filled discussions. Let us know in the comments which horror movie is your favorite and which one you think deserves a spot on this list. Until next time, sleep tight and don't let the bedbugs bite, or anything else for that matter.